But I
Um,
had a similar experience like that. So, and I'll just tell it from the perspective of my sons. My son said
mhm,
that after, several years of watching me practice, that I
mhm,
um, became a much more, I listened more. They could talk to me
mhm,
more. And I think that's a long journey, and I'm not even close to where I want to be. But,
mhm,
you know, that's something that I remember distinctively about, moving through this space and trying to learn to, match your breath work and
mhm,
move your
mhm,
body in a certain way and all of the patience that comes along with being bad, like you said earlier, being bad at something. Like so I want to talk about, sort of the formation of this, cadre of guys I have, and we connect through yoga and some other stuff. Um, it sort of was born out of a need to connect during the pandemic.
mhm,
So we lost a colleague at Morehouse College during the pandemic. They actually committed suicide, and it kind of shook up, our graduating class a bit. And I think a lot of guys start reaching out to each other desperately, just trying to check in on people.
mhm,
And as with everything, people started hanging out on Zoom and drinking
mhm,
cocktails and nodding off and just trying to connect. Um, and over time, we started wanting to use the time differently. So we started with
mhm,
those little meetups on Sunday, and then suddenly we decided we'd make, some activity out of it. So I volunteered to do some stretching and stuff like that. And then a guy that went to school with me at that time, a guy named John Majors, he'd gone to Harvard Divinity School, and he's really, kind of a deeply spiritual guy. He decided to start, you know, throwing in some meditate, some what he called reflections.
mhm,
That was just his creative way of like giving us mini sermons, but calling it something else so
mhm,
it wouldn't scare anybody
mhm,
off.
mhm,
So we
mhm.
started doing these little mini sermons, and and then somehow, we started inviting people to speak on Sundays for a brief minute, and it just really became this Sunday grounding thing.
Yeah.
But as one of the guys in the group said, his name is, yeah, I'll just call him Booker T. Booker T. Mays. Um, he called it, he said yoga is the substrate, but there's so many other things that we've been able to do
Mhm,
as a group.